Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, February 13th. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. This video is pretty much just my um, thoughts on Busta Rhymes making the comment about um, Black Americans not having a culture or Americans not having a culture. Something like that, he said. I got it off of Reef's page and it was too much for me to type. So I said, let me just make a small video, a short video. But Busta Rhymes, to say that, he's kind of ignorant, and for several reasons. Number one, if he thinks that Americans, Black Americans, don't have a culture, all it means is that he doesn't recognize culture. That's the problem with a lot of people, you know. It's not just Busta Rhymes. People think that culture means something that as soon as you look at it, oh, that's different. That's definitely specific to them. Oh, that listen to how they sound, or look at the foods. That's different. That's culture. Oh, they get to claim that. That's culture. Yeah, that is culture. But people don't see that with Black Americans. You know, our whole life, Black Americans are the only people whose lives are always displayed for the world to see through negative media and stereotypes. And, you know, when people think about Black Americans, if it's historical, all they're going to think about is slavery or the civil rights movement. And if you're wondering what's my point is a lot of times nobody stops to think about our culture. It's just there, but it's definitely there. And here's what's interesting to me. I'm so sharp when it comes to recognizing culture that it's just interesting to me that Busta Rhymes is from New York City. I know he has roots somewhere else, but he's from New York and he doesn't think we have culture. New Yorkers have very strong culture. You just have to know how to recognize culture. New Yorkers have a very strong culture. So for everyone who thinks that Black Americans, you can only find culture in the South, that is a lie. That is a lie. Culture is everywhere with us, everywhere. Boston, where I'm from, Rhode Island, we have a very strong culture. It's how you even how you respond to things, how you talk, the things you eat, you know, just how you live your lives, practices you have. That's culture. He doesn't know the definition of culture. And I am lucky. This is one of the beauties of understanding other languages, even if just a little bit. You don't have to know them fluently, but even if you understand other languages just a little bit, it really does. It gives you the ability to speak on things because of understanding other languages. I have plenty of friends who are from Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean, and I have roots. I'm like, what am I, second, third generation American. Both sides of my family are from other places. And I'll hear my Jamaican friends say something, and I'll say, oh, we say that. And it'll be something that my grandmother said. Or even if it's something I never heard before. If I repeat it to my mother will say, oh, we used to say that when I was little. I'm telling you, there's very little that anybody has brought to my attention as cultural from another place that I didn't recognize as something we did over here. It's really that simple. Nothing is new. Like, culture really does just travel from place to place in different forms. So it's almost ridiculous to think that any group of people doesn't have a culture. It doesn't make sense. Like, when you really think about that, it doesn't make sense. If we don't have a culture, what have we been doing all these hundreds and millions of years we've been on Earth? Americans, I'm talking about Black Americans. What have we been doing? We don't have anything that is consistent. Practices, ways we speak, our music, our food, like that. People need to understand the definition of culture. don't make comments like any group of people don't have a culture, because you're going to sound really ignorant to people who read and people who understand what culture actually is. And when I move from place to place, the first thing I notice is the differences in culture, especially amongst Black Americans. In D.C., first thing I noticed, D.C. has a different culture than Rhode Island. Miami, Black Americans in Miami, definitely a different culture than D.C. or Rhode Island. You know, Chicago, very strong culture here, different from Rhode Island. But these things are all culture. Busta Rhymes doesn't know the meaning of culture. That's why he makes a statement like that. And the fact that he's in New York City, where the culture is very strong amongst Black Americans. Now, I know New York City has so many people from the Caribbean, whether they're Spanish speaking or, English speaking or French speaking Caribbean. I'm talking about Black American culture before those other groups even got there. New York City has a very strong culture. And for him to be in the heart of New York City and he doesn't see it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Some people just aren't too bright, man. Some people just don't have it. So I guess I'm just one of the lucky ones. And Reef is one of the lucky ones, because I actually got this whole storyline off of his page. But another thing about Busta Rhymes, I'm going to attack him for a minute, and I'm a fan of his. You tell any other group of people, no matter how nicely you say it, that they don't have a culture, and that is like mad disrespectful. Mad disrespectful. But once again, people think they can say it about us. You see how that works? Things that are absolutely off limits to other groups, it's free game for us. You can say it to us. And this is the problem. And this is why I think as Black Americans, we're not so open to other people, even Black people from around the world, because the respect level isn't there, even on a small scale, and it's like, it's just, we're the only ones who understand each other. That's what the issue is. And Busta Rhymes should know better. He's knee deep in the hip hop music industry, and he's surrounded by culture and didn't even see it. That's actually kind of sad, That's actually kind of sad. I was going to say something, and damn, I forgot. What was I going to say? I was talking about, So I was talking about how they claim we don't have a culture. Well, even though some people don't want to believe this, I believe it wholeheartedly, because I read enough and I've seen enough of these pyramids, and I've seen enough of the proof that Black Americans, for the most part, are the original tribes of America. That's culture. And it's been spread where everybody else can claim it except us, And people, it's just amazing to me. It's just amazing that somebody would think that Black Americans don't have culture. And the culture is strong. Again, the North, the South, the East, the West, the Midwest, all of Black America has strong culture. All of it. Some people, again, thought it was just in the South. No, it's everywhere. I'm kind of disappointed that he doesn't know any better. But, my thing is, if I were going to make a comment like that, I would have to be so sure of what I'm talking about. Like, don't speak on us if you don't know what you're talking about. He's going to have to come back one day and take back his words. Trust me. It'll be nice if somebody who's really like more in tune to our true history, someone like a Waka Flocka. I know he has spoken on our behalf many times. And who else? What's his name? B.O.B. What's his name? The one who sang that song? Do that there. Do that there. I think his name was B.O.B. He's very sharp. It would be nice if they responded and put Busta Rhymes in his place, because he sounds really stupid. But anyway, you know, when you know better, you do better. A lot of people will agree with him because they don't know either. But once again, this is another reason why we as Black Americans pretty much stay to ourselves. We're the only ones who know each other. We're the only ones who understand each other. And I feel like many times we're the only ones who respect each other. So until we see better from these other groups of people, it's probably going to stay like that, which is perfect for the people who run this world because it keeps us separate. But I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. But anyway, long rant. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Salute to Scrapbook Boxing.